you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hopefully this works. See? What's up, party people in the place to be? See, I'm clicking go live, and it's not. Oh, it did go. Ha. Ha. Ha.
Are you ready? South Central on scandalous. So what you want to do? So what you want to do? Are you ready? So what you want to do? Are you ready?
What's up, SG Trilogy in the building? What's going on, my brother?
Man, it seemed like we have not spoken in so long.
We have.
But guess what?
What's up?
They're back. We're back. We're back in the mix.
What's your name?
What's happening, man?
Trilogy.
New Spaghetti Sam.
This guy already.
This guy?
This guy already.
All right. What's up, Spaghetti Sam? How you feeling, brother?
Man, I'm feeling great, man. How are you?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling a little incomplete because Bridget was supposed to record a drop for you, and she was like, "Yeah, it's too noisy on the ship." So we have to wait another week for that, and so that's bothersome to me. But no, feeling great. It's been a really good week thus far, and then I realized that we were not on last week, so it's been 2 weeks since we've been here. So welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
decidedly-
Glad to be back.
We were decidedly absent last week. I think you probably had some kind of commitment. Can you share any of that? Or
Yes, I can. So last week we had to postpone the show because I was in Chicago. So enjoyed time in Chicago at the National Association of Black Journalists convention. And it was a convention that was amazing from top to bottom. It made headlines, of course. Unless you're under a rock, I'm sure you may know that presidential candidate Donald Trump was there. And so they drilled down and asked him a lot of different questions, and he was himself. That's what I'll say. But it did make the news cycle. A lot more people now know what the National Association of Black Journalists is. And it is by far one of the most phenomenal groups that I have a pleasure of being a member of. And you're able to interact, meet, and network with so many just phenomenal journalists. So, man, it was a great week of workshops and different sessions and just meeting people. And I ended up leaving with a new mentee who I'm mentoring now, man, who's a sports director. And so, man, yeah, it's good times. Good times. But glad to be back in the mix.
you heard it here first, everyone. He's got a new mentee that he's mentoring.
This guy here.
Wait, what? Are you trying to shake my hand or are you trying to start something?
Universal shift, I'm in the groove. A celebrity do not mean integrity, you fool. I'm a good man. Shake your hand, firm grip rule.
See? Okay. Shake your hand, firm grip rule. That's where we are. But if you want to take it to another level, we can.
Man, I'm always ready to take it to another level. Always. We can take it to the streets.
Trying to keep the balance, I'm staying strong. Stop playing with me before I turn you to a song. Stop playing with me before I turn you to a song. Hey.
I'm trying to tell you.
Let's get back to where we were, okay?
Oh,
so
okay.
Last week, since we didn't have a show, man, what'd you end up doing last week, man? What's going on?
Let's see. On Wednesday, since we didn't have a show, I think I went on a date. So yeah, I actually had a lot of fun on Wednesday. Yeah.
Okay.
Wednesday,
Good.
Thursday. Good. Yeah. No, the week was cool. I definitely missed the show. Missed hanging with you, but it was great that you did wind up going to the NABJ conference. I was a member for a while. I've never been to a conference though, so that's kind of dope. I do want to. At some point, I will rejoin and make it to a conference. So
next year's in Cleveland, man. I'd say if you can go, especially in this space here, They had so many great workshops for podcast professionals. Man, it was great. Everything from production to your actual content to the quality of your production. So it would definitely be right in your wheelhouse.
Word up.
So maybe that'll be next year. Next year we take the show on the road, the Collective Podcast. We venture out there and we just produce a podcast from there. That would be pretty awesome.
That would be pretty awesome. All right. So, okay. So what are we doing today, brother? Where we at? What we got?
Man, we got a lot. So episode 156. Wait, first, don't we need to let them know how to find us? Because they may not remember since it's been a while.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably a thing. And now I realize that I gotta show you that and find it. So yeah, let's do that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and share it because it's been a minute. Have you ever done this one? I just realized I'm not sure that you've done this one because I don't think we had this one. Oh yeah, you did do it. You did do it.
Okay, so perfect. So we have a saying here at the Collective Podcast that times are always best when you connect with the Collective Podcast, and we truly believe so. Quite a few ways that you can do so. You can go to our official website, which is tcpodofficial.com. On Facebook, we're TC Podcast Official. On YouTube, X, and IG, we are TC Pod Official. On IG, he is AC from LA. And yours truly, I am SG Trilogy. And if you so happen to be on X, I'm SG3. So you can find me there as well. We appreciate you guys for connecting with the collective. You're muted, buddy.
I was saying all of the things. I was like, just kick a little something for them cars that be bumping. All right, so topics today, we're gonna be, big three. Sam's excited. Paris Olympics. Talk a little bit about Major League Baseball. That's pretty much the only pro sport that's going right now. So we'll just update you a little bit on the power rankings and probably give you a preview of the beginning of the end of Clayton Kershaw. Go to Tech Talk now, then the culture, and then the close out. So Sam's gonna dive into the big three. Let's get it.
All right.
Wait. Yeah. Shout out to all of our first-time viewers, our last-time viewers, and everybody in between. Shout out to our first-time listeners, our last-time listeners, and everybody in between. Bang, bang. Go ahead, bro. Take it away.
Bada bing, bada boom. All right. So as we talk big three action, the big three is preparing to enter the playoffs. This upcoming Sunday, the 11th, they tip off the playoffs in Nashville with 4 teams. We have Bivouac, who's 7-1, coached by Hall of Famer Gary Payton, against Tri-State. Tri-State has had a pretty good season. They're 5-3, and Tri-State is coached by the legendary Hall of Famer Dr. J. So they tip off the first game on this upcoming Sunday. And then the second game, we have Three's Company, which is led by head coach Cooper Loop himself, Hall of Famer Michael Cooper. That team's led by Michael Beasley also, who continues to fill it up in the big three. And they are playing against the enemies, who are the defending champs, and they're coached by Swaggy P himself, Nick Young. So as mentioned, we have 2 games on tap. It's down to the last 4 teams in big three action. A couple of things. So, I talk a great deal about the big three. We've had Ice Cube join us on the show. We've had Hall of Famers Nancy Lieberman. We've had Hall of Famer Lisa Leslie. We're actually, next week, we'll have some more content because we're getting a special announcement from Ice Cube. We're going to interview him later in the week. So we'll have that for you next week. So make sure you tune in for that, because that'll be ahead of championship weekend for the big three. Their championship weekend, they put a lot into it, meaning one weekend, you have the celebrity game, you have an all-star game, and you have a championship game with the final 2 teams. And that tips off on the 18th of August in Boston at TD Garden. So that's where we are with the big three.
Are you invested in this show when you're away, as invested in this show as you are in the big three on this show? I'm just asking for it. I'm invested in all. Really invested in the big three, dog. Like, I'm
invested in all that I do, brother. So there you go.
So you do the big three?
What do you say?
You do the big three?
I'm invested. I like the Big Three brand.
Do you like the Collective Podcast brand? I'm just asking.
The brand, yeah, but sometimes this guy here keeps just trying. I'm just trying to stay close to the law, and you just keep trying me. Thank you. Put those on and be quiet. You're happy.
Does this make you feel better?
No, when I see that facial hair, it makes me feel better because I know what that means.
I've literally on this show before today. Did you just pretend like you fell asleep? Oh, okay, cool. Move on. Go ahead. You got it.
All right, there is a direct correlation between facial hair and your happiness. That's what I'm saying. We can run the tape. We can look back at past episodes. When you have facial hair, life is going great. And I know right now life is going extremely well.
This is what life is like with glasses on.
I drink to that.
You drink to that. Yeah, okay.
I got him flustered.
So never that. So who was the last undefeated team? Was it Bivouac or the
Bivouac was the last undefeated. Yep.
So okay, so the enemies beat them. Mm-hmm. So then the enemies lost again.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, the enemies were 6-2. Yeah, because they were both. Yeah. Yep, they were both 6-1. The enemies lost again, like a buzzer beater. They lost, and man, as I said, I enjoy it. One of the reasons, when you're playing 3-on-3, no one can hide. 5-on-5 basketball, you know it. You're an official. Some guys don't get back on defense. 3-on-3, you get exposed, and so I'm all for it. And of course, with Ice Cube leading that league, man.
Ice Cube, the great.
There you go.
So when you say guys get exposed, are you only talking about the Big Three, or are you talking about the men's 3x3 in the Olympics? I'm just asking.
Anytime you're talking 3-on-3,
you
can get exposed if you don't play defense. 3-on-3 requires everyone to be engaged. You can't cherry pick. You can't stand around, or you will get burned.
All right, so I guess we'll get there at some point. All right, so he says you should tune into our show next week because he has an announcement from Ice Cube.
Yeah, we'll have an announcement from Ice Cube. Special announcement. More Big Three action.
Now, I'm going to let that one marinate. Now, if you look at my top 2 list of all time in hip hop, Ice Cube is number 2.
No one can see that list.
I think it's just you that can't see the list, dog. Because you wear glasses. Like, I think that's what it is. Now, mine are not prescription, so I can see it either way. But yeah, but it's cool. So yeah, don't tune into the show just to tune into the show. Tune into the show to hear the 32-second clip from Ice Cube. Like, that's what Sam's telling.
See, you're just you're moving in the wrong direction. That's what you're doing.
Shout out to Ice Cube and the Big Three. We do love that this dude created an entire league on what we played growing up, 3-on-3 basketball, right?
Yes.
He turned it into an enterprise. So shout out to Cube.
And in spite of the obstacles, because he talked to me about the obstacles and the challenges and people trying to block that league from even getting off the ground. So now as they're in their 7th season with major advertisers, I have to give that props.
So I'm going to say this, and I'm not trying to be funny, but the way that you said obstacles made me think of popsicles. So it was just really interesting, like the way that you delivered it. So yeah. No, I mean, I can't speak.
I just don't know. I'm
not allowed to speak.
I just don't know. I can't wait until that cruise ship comes back. Thank you. Okay, I'm done.
Ah, man, it was a much simpler time last July. You still here? Uh-oh. Did it happen again? No! Sam has a storm. I think it might have affected him. Let me see. Uh-oh. Let me check. I'm just checking. Yeah. All right, he's frozen. So just so you guys know, Sam is dealing with a storm. And so he's Yeah, he's frozen again. So, let me see if I can make his face like I did before. Let me turn. Oh, he went away. So, all right. So I'll keep it going. We'll see if he comes back. So moving on to the Paris Olympics, and we're not going to go through everything because we're assuming that maybe everybody's not necessarily caught up on what's been happening. So we'll just touch on it briefly. Okay. The medal count, the U.S. leads overall with 94 medals in this moment, 27 gold, 35 silver, and 32 bronze. So that's overall total. They have the most medals. And they're somewhere top 3 for gold. So not quite the lead, but they're leading the overall medal count by a mile. And then we figure everyone's at least caught up on women's gymnastics by now. So we just wanted to talk a little bit about that. We have Team USA win the gold overall. So that's another gold for Team USA. So they won now in 2024 and they won in 2016. They did not win in 2021. Their leader, Simone Biles, wound up having the twisties. And so what we wound up with was Suni Lee winning the silver in the all-around back in 21, but no team gold. But again, the USA are back. And then in the all-around, Simone Biles won gold again. So she won in 16, and now she won again. Rebecca Andrade from Brazil wound up with the silver, and then Suni Lee from the US wound up with the bronze. So the USA wound up with gold and bronze. And then if we go to welcome back. If we go to, I told them that you had a storm, so the internet was kind of shaky. On the vault, we had Biles win the gold again. We had Rebecca Andrade win the silver, and then Jade Carey of the USA won the bronze. And then on uneven bars, Suni Lee is the only one that competed from the USA. She won the bronze. And then on the balance beam, both Biles and Suni Lee fell off, and so they finished 6th and 7th, respectively. Well, Lee finished 6th, Biles finished 7th out of 8, so they didn't medal. And then Andrade, I think, finished 4th or 5th, so she finished 5th, so she didn't medal. And then on floor, you just had an amazing feat. So you had Simone Biles with the silver medal, Jordan Childs, go Bruins, with the bronze medal. And for the first time in floor, someone bested Simone Biles. And this is the amazing Rebecca Andrade. And this is the medal stand showing you their tribute to her. So you have Andrade in the middle with the gold medal. You have to her right and our left, you have Simone Biles with the silver medal. And to her left and our right, you have Jordan Childs, go Bruins, with the bronze medal. So just an amazing tribute to her by them. And most people felt that way. But then you did have one person who we won't even mention his name, but one person who went public with the idea that it was actually disgusting. Don't know why. Don't actually even care why. But Michelle Obama shouted them out for that. She just thought it was an amazing display. And oh, by the way, that's the first time that there's ever been a medal stand in men's or women's gymnastics. Well, in women's gymnastics with 3 Black women. So Black Girl Magic right there, right? And then, of course, we've never had that on the men's side. But, yeah, 3 Black women right there. Absolutely amazing. And Rebecca Andrade had the best floor exercise of the entire competition, according to Biles, and definitely the best showing in the moment. So she earned gold, and they decided to bow to her, and why not? What's wrong with that? All right, so shout out to them. And then we're going to touch a little bit on the 3x3. So the men did not make the medal round. They wound up going 2 and 5 in pool play, and so didn't make the medal round. And my buddy Al Jones sent a message in and said that the 3x3 next time around, well, this time he would have preferred, and probably next time, should be John Morant, Zion Williamson, and one of the Williams guys from OKC. Now, here's the problem. I don't know which Williams, and it turns out there are 3 of them. And here's what's even funnier. They have 2 people named Jalen Williams. It's Williams. Yeah, Williams. And it's just spelled differently. So I don't know which Williams he was saying, but one of them should be the 3rd, and then a complimentary player should be the 4th. He said that there were just so many things wrong with the structure of the current 3x3, and he just didn't expect them to do anything, and they didn't. On the women's side, they started 0-3, and then they wound up running off 4 in a row and getting to 4-3. And then they made it actually all the way to the semis, and they lost in the semifinals. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. They lost in overtime of the semifinals, and it was a rough one. But they had a really good showing after starting off 0-3, ran off, finished 4-3, won the next one, and then went to the semis, and then they fell. So they had a really good showing. They were the defending gold medal champs, although it was a new team other than Burdick. So the other 3 players were new, because last year the last Olympics, the team was led by Alicia Gray, but this time around it was led by De'Erica Hamby, Ryan Howard. Well, it was led by De'Erica Hamby. Ryan Howard was also there, and so was Haley Van Lith, and then of course Burdick. So those were the 4. Shout out to them for a nice showing. They will be in as far as I think I got it right, they will be in the bronze medal game. So that's to come. That's the women. Excuse me. Moving on to, we weren't going to do a lot with the Olympics, because we don't want to steal it from anyone. Like, if you're still watching and you're behind, then we don't want to take anything away from that. So we're not bringing you completely up to date, like on what's happening in water polo and volleyball and beach volleyball and sprint, track and field. We're just going to leave that alone, and then we'll get caught up next week because the Olympics will be over next week. So Major League Baseball, here are the power rankings. The Guardians moved up from 3 to 1. The Yankees moved up from 5 to 2. The Orioles moved up from 4 to 3. The Phillies dropped from number 1 down to 4. And the Dodgers dropped from number 2 down to 5. Now, the biggest jump, the Padres jumped up from 10 to 4. Tied for the biggest jump, the Diamondbacks jumped from 11 to 7. Also tied for the biggest jump, the Royals jumped from 12 to 8. And then you have the Brewers drop from 6 to 9, and the Twins drop from 7 to 10. So those are your top 10 in the power rankings. We'll bring you more next week, and then we'll get caught up on all the other sports that have taken a break for the Olympics. We'll get you. The NWSL is still playing, but there are a lot of players that are out because they're in Paris playing for the national team. So there's that. Oh, by the way, I will tell you this, and if you don't know, now you know. The women's national team in football/soccer is in the gold medal game. So they did handle their semifinal and won 1-0, I'm sorry, and made it on to the gold medal game. And they haven't been in the gold medal game before now since 2012. They hadn't been in there for 12 years, 3 cycles. So they're back, and they are strong. They are a very strong side. So I'm looking forward to what they do. What's up, Samuel? Can't hear you.
Down the fort.
There you are.
You can't hear me. Oh,
now I can. Now I can.
I appreciate you. Perfect. I appreciate you for holding down the fort, man. I'm having a technical meltdown. I'm actually working off of cellular now because the internet keeps going bonkers. So hopefully we can stay in this space. But I appreciate you for holding it down, bro.
Yeah. So if nothing else, what we'll do, if you're not staying and you can't do your part of the culture, then I'll just do what we have with the, I'll play the Masta Ace Part 2 I'm going to play G Classics right now. So, there's that. But all right, so we're going to go ahead and jump into G Classics now. And then we'll move on. And then I'll do Tech Talk now. So, you ready? Are you ready? Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. I don't think that's the right beat, but who cares? I tried. All right. The Goat Shop, the Goat. Hey, everyone. It's your man, AC from LA, here on the Collective Podcast. And I got some fire to share with you. We're talking about G Classics Apparel, the multicultural, inspirational clothing brand that's all about dreaming big and being legendary. With unique designs and that iconic GOAT symbol, G Classics is here to help you express your aspirations and values through dope, unisex fashion.
That's right, AC. This is your main man, SG Trilogy. And G Classics Apparel is where inspiration meets style. Whether you're grinding or shining, G Classics has got you covered. Stay legendary, folks, and check out G Classics Apparel. It's time to elevate your game.
You heard it from the legend himself, SG Trilogy. Don't miss out, everyone. Go get your G Classics gear today. Yo, right here. Dream big. I got my G Classics on right now. Right? Sam, you can see his through the whole show. It's a little choppy right now because he's on cellular, but he's got the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful gray polo. You doing the robot. And see, you froze. Right when you did the robot, you froze. K to the A to the Aura M-A. Shout out to Samuel. All right. What's up, G Classics in the building? Let me give them an air horn real quick, and then we can move on. Air horn on the way down. All right. So next up, Tech Talk now. All right, cool. Thanks to modern technology. Thanks to modern technology.
This is Tech Talk Now. This is Tech Talk Now.
Yeah, I didn't actually need you to do that, Sam, because I'm going to play it. So you kind of threw me off, but it's all good, brother. Here we go. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to Tech Talk Now. I'm your host, AC from LA, Anthony Carter. Today, we're diving into some of the coolest and newest trends in cybersecurity. Now, we've already talked a lot about big names like KDC or Key Data Corporation and CrowdStrike in the past, but today we're exploring what's new and exciting beyond them. So grab your coffee, get comfy, and let's jump right in. First up, let's talk about zero trust architecture. You might be wondering, what's that all about? Well, zero trust is all about not trusting anyone or anything automatically, even if they're inside your network. Instead, everything needs to be verified constantly. Think of it like your home. Instead of just locking the front door, you also lock every room inside. That way, even if someone sneaks in, they can't get very far. Businesses love this approach because it makes it much harder for bad guys to move around if they do get in. Next, let's chat about AI and machine learning. These techs are like having super smart robots that help us catch cyber bad guys. AI can look through tons of data and find weird patterns that might mean a cyber attack is happening. Machine learning takes it a step further by learning from these patterns to stop future attacks. Imagine you have a guard dog that not only barks at intruders, but also gets smarter with each one it catches. That's what AI and machine learning do for cybersecurity. They help us stay one step ahead of hackers by catching them before they can do much damage. Now let's talk about something a bit scarier. Ransomware as a service, or RAS. This is where cyber criminals rent out ransomware tools to anyone who wants to launch an attack. It's like renting a toolkit for hacking. This makes it easier for more people to get into cybercrime, which means more attacks for everyone. Recent attacks have shown just how damaging RAS can be. Businesses need to back up their data regularly and train their employees to spot phishing emails. It's all about being prepared and knowing what to do if you get hit. As more businesses move to the cloud, keeping things secure up there is super important. One cool trend is using automated security tools that can find and fix problems in real time. These tools are like having a security system that watches your house 24/7, catching bad guys before they can cause trouble. Another trend is using multiple cloud providers. This means not putting all your eggs in one basket. If one cloud goes down or gets hacked, you've still got backups. It's all about spreading the risk and staying safe. Endpoint detection and response, or EDR, is about keeping our devices safe. Think laptops, phones, tablets. These tools watch over our devices and can catch any suspicious activity. The latest EDR tools are super advanced, often offering real-time protection and quick responses to threats. It's like having a personal bodyguard for each of your devices, always ready to jump into action. Modern EDR tools can even isolate infected devices to stop the spread of malware, keeping the rest of your network safe. The Internet of Things, or IoT, is everywhere, from smart fridges to connected cars. But with all these cool gadgets comes new security challenges. Each IoT device is like a potential doorway for cyber attackers. That's why securing these devices is super important. New solutions are focusing on building security into these gadgets right from the start. This means using stronger passwords, regular updates, and making sure they're not easy targets. If you've got smart devices at home or work, make sure they're locked down tight. And we can't talk about cybersecurity without mentioning the human factor. Human-centric approaches focus on understanding how people behave online and spotting anything unusual. It's like having a radar that picks up strange activity, like someone accessing files they normally wouldn't. Training and awareness programs are also key. By educating people about cybersecurity best practices, we can reduce the chances of human mistakes that lead to breaches. Remember, your security is only as strong as your weakest link. Quantum computing is on the way, and it could change everything. Our current security methods might not hold up against quantum computers, which is why we're developing post-quantum cryptography. This new type of encryption is designed to be super strong, even against quantum attacks. It's like upgrading your safe to withstand a futuristic laser drill. While quantum computers aren't widespread yet, it's smart to stay ahead of the game and be ready for when they are. Finally, let's talk about regulations and compliance. New laws and standards are popping up all over the world to improve cybersecurity. Staying compliant can be tricky, but it's crucial for protecting data and avoiding big fines. Make sure your business knows about the latest regulations and has a solid plan to meet them. It's not just about avoiding trouble, it's about building trust with your customers and partners. And there you have it. A look at some of the newest and most exciting trends in cybersecurity. From zero trust architecture to post-quantum cryptography, there's a lot happening in this space. Staying informed and proactive is key to keeping your digital world safe. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Tech Talk Now. I'm Anthony Carter, AC from LA, and I'll see you next time with more insights and updates. Don't forget to follow us on social media and share your thoughts on today's topics. Stay safe out there.
This is Tech Talk Now.
Brother, I'm back. Once again, you are keeping us safe, man. You're like the Tech Talk security expert, which is amazing because you talk about being proactive to keep us safe. So, yeah, man, kudos to you. Good job.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate that.
Good job. Look, I'm going to need some of your tech over here pretty soon because this thing it's a struggle today.
Yeah, I feel like I I feel like we got to take a road trip to Dallas just to make sure that you airtight up in here. Airtight up in there.
Exactly.
Airtight up in there. So are we at that time of the show when we go? Oh no, yeah, we are, right?
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
All right, change the banner. Let me do it.
All right. Look,
I got
hoping.
it. I did it.
Okay.
I did it.
All right. Bet.
All right. So the drop first, right?
Yep.
Yo, what up, y'all? This is Masta Ace from Brooklyn, New York. You are tuned in to the Collective Podcast with my man SG Trilogy and AC from LA. Let's go.
Oh, let's go. You want to introduce it before I play it?
Yeah. So as you guys saw a couple of weeks ago, we had Masta Ace join us, and he talked about the legendary Juice Crew. He talked about how his career began, and he blessed us with some gems. So we invited him for a part 2 to join us this week. So we're going to give you a bit more from the interview with Masta Ace.
Oh, but because it's the culture, we got to do it the right way.
It's not just me. I'm what the culture feeling.
I got to do that again. I got to turn it up and do it again because we always going to do Kendrick the
Notice
right
I
way.
said we. It's not just me. I'm what the culture feeling.
A culture feeling.
So I go in the booth and I lay my verse. And I don't think there was any intention on him keeping my verse. I think it was just a way to kind of warm those guys up. But after the verse was recorded, I guess there was a sidebar with G-Rap and Kane. And they were like, yo, he kind of nice. Yo, he could stay on the joint. And I guess they talked to Marley and gave me the seal of approval that my verse could stay. And that's how I ended up on the song.
So were you already a member of the Juice Crew, or you weren't even a member of the Juice Crew when that happened?
No. I was not. I was strictly one of the artists that was on Marley's compilation album.
Mm-hmm.
The members of the Juice Crew at that time were Shan, Craig, Shantae, Glamorous, G-Rap. I think was part of. It wasn't like some official like contract you had to sign, but in terms of the public's perception, those were kind of the members that people, and of course, Mr. Magic was Sir Juice. So he coined that phrase, Juice Crew. That was his phrase that he came up with, and so any MCs that were down with his movement were part of Juice Crew. So the only reason I became associated with the Juice Crew is because of that Symphony video. When that video came out, I was automatically a member, like unofficially a member. Officially a member, I guess.
Wow.
So many things to unpack there, right? So first of all, I've personally never heard of Glamorous, so I should probably go back and do my homework. Have you heard of Glamorous?
Yes.
Okay.
But I lived on the East Coast.
Is that a woman or a man?
A man.
Okay.
Yeah.
What were you? Oh, you were about to do a not so subtle flex.
No.
That's a badge of honor, by the way.
No.
I'm
I
happy
wasn't.
having lived on the West Coast for my entire life. But go ahead, tell the
No. Being on the East Coast, I gravitated, and I've always gravitated to East Coast hip hop a bit more. So yeah, that was my thing.
Is that why this guy's number 1 on your list? Oh, you can't see it. It says Rakim.
Doggone right. Rakim is the truth. He's the truth. No, man. What? No, go ahead.
Thank you to Masta Ace. Like, I mean, we have more coming, right? That's only 2.
Yep.
That's part 2.
We have more coming.
Part 2 of many. I don't even know how many, but many, right? And so he's giving the juice, pun intended. That's wild. Like, he said that G-Rap and Kane gave the seal of approval. I can't even imagine the symphony without that verse.
Right.
But if it wasn't for his verse, like, who would it have just been the others, just the 3, or would maybe Shantae? Well, first of all, it's weird to me that Shantae's not on there, but I get it. Like, it is what it is, right? It's a legend. It's a classic. It's a legendary song. I don't know why I went into my New York accent right there and said song. Probably because he was just talking. I can't imagine it without Masta Ace, right? I can't. Like, that's wild to me. But it's kind of like, well, hold on, Masta Ace. Pause. Then it's kind of like Kid Hood for me on the Scenario remix. And I've talked to you about this. I don't know if I talked about it on the show. You know what? I'll save that. But look it up if you don't know. Kid Hood on the Scenario remix. Now, that was Kid Hood's only work. Obviously, Masta Ace blew up after that because he became part of Juice Crew. Kid Hood died after that. So it was different, but it was one of those, they both came to the studio not thinking that they would be featured, even be on these on what will become classics, the Symphony and the Scenario remix. All right, you got it.
Yeah, the thing that spoke to me, man, was kind of like that carpe diem moment, seize the day. He came and was prepared because, as he told us in the first interview, he was Craig G's ride there. So he intended just to be his ride, take his boy over to a recording session, not knowing that he was going to even have that opportunity, but he was prepared. So that speaks some volumes. Look, man, that might have to be part of my closeout, because just being prepared, the preparation of be prepared for your shot, because you never know when you're going to need to take it.
Well, it kind of like goes back to the main lesson, that maybe the second most important lesson that I feel like my dad taught me. Like, so number one was always be a gentleman, right? And all the things that entails. And number two was stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. He was ready, right? Like, he had this ready. And if he didn't have it ready, then it was within his arsenal to get it ready forthwith, right? Again, a similar story with Kid Hood, although it's actually, we can go in depth on that at another time, because this is about Masta Ace. But yeah, like, stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. And I know that's not grammatically correct, but you can't say it grammatically correctly because that's not how you learned it. You know, my dad taught me that while we were playing dominoes. His favorite pastime. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Bang. All right. So, yeah, man, that's what's up.
That's knowledge right there.
Let's give Masta Ace some applause. And let's give Sam some applause, too, for putting that interview together. So this for both of us.
New SG Trilogy.
New Spaghetti Sam, a.k.a. the Big Cigar.
Woo! Woo! Wait till you hear the drop next week.
This is just, I just don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say. All right, man. So what?
And then I say you're welcome.
All right, brother. What do you have in the culture? What do you have?
I don't know.
I know you had something you wanted to share.
Psych. All right. So in the culture, what do I have? Yeah. So okay. So music dropped. Yeah, I'm just gonna talk to you really quickly. Well, since he's your favorite, you got it. So I'll just talk about Kehlani. So Kehlani dropped a project called Crash. It's dope. Listen to it. I won't go into detail. And then Moneybagg Yo, I'll probably never mention him again on the show. But shout out to Moneybagg Yo in this moment with Morgan Wallen, who I will likely not mention on the show again. But in this moment, shout out to Moneybagg Yo and Morgan Wallen. The single Whiskey Whiskey is amazing to me. Check it out. So Whiskey Whiskey, the single by Moneybagg Yo featuring Morgan Wallen, a very, so what they call that in the culinary world is fusion, right? You have two different cultures of food, two different food cultures coming together, and they call it fusion. Moneybagg Yo, street, hood, Morgan Wallen, country, but also street, country street. So it's interesting. They came together, Whiskey Whiskey, Kehlani, Crash. Now, I had another project I wanted to talk about, but I realized it's this dude's favorite artist, so I'm not stealing his thunder, even though I put it on the sheet. As Masta Ace would say, AC from LA and SG Trilogy, let's go.
All right. So this project is by my favorite MC of all time. We're talking to God MC himself, Rakim. He has a new project out called God's Network, Rebirth. And when I tell you, Rakim has never fallen off. So let's go ahead and make that clear. But Rakim continues to meet the bar. You know, you hear some MCs that talk about things from yesteryear, and it seems like they don't evolve. and Rakim is continuing to get after it. So I would say if you are a fan of Rakim, definitely check out God's Network Rebirth. That project is undeniably dope. AC from LA believes in it, and SG Trilogy is definitely rocking with it. After that,
100%.
100%. After that,
yeah.
there's another project, and this is a single right now. But if this single is going to be an example of what their full project's going to be, you're in for it. This is Diamond D and KRS-One. They have a project entitled The Kings. The first single is called The Kings. Diamond D and KRS-One. KRS-One is definitely one of the top MCs, for me, at least on my list of top MCs. And we're going to have more. You've heard us talking about top MCs. So we're going to have more on that at a later date.
Why'd you do that? Because
on
it
my
was
list of top
confirmed
MCs.
that he was on both lists. So why did you do that? When you had the
I'm not done. I'm not done.
No.
I'm not done. What we're going to do, we're gonna have a collective podcast, top 20 MCs list. And what we want to do, we want to have some fan engagement, some viewer and listener engagement. So if you guys can chime in with your top 20 MCs, I think it'd be a great way for us to just listen to some music, talk about the times in which we heard certain songs. I think that gives us a great opportunity. So AC from LA and yours truly, SG Trilogy. We'll have more on that at some point. But yeah, we encourage you. We want to know who your top 20 MCs are. And let's try to put them in order. You good with that?
I'm good with that. By the way,
right.
I asked you this offline like a month ago. What's the first rap song you ever heard?
The first rap song I ever heard?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I don't mean the oldest rap song that you later heard. What's the first?
No, I'm talking I ever heard. I'm almost wondering, was it like Double Dutch Bus or something? Like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if
rap song?
Wouldn't you consider that a rap song?
So this is my answer. My answer
Okay.
is Square Biz by Tina Marie. But if you say Double Dutch Bus, I might have to check the archives. Because Weasel, Scabble, Skeezel,
The Double Dutch Bus coming down the street.
Double Dutch. If that's it, then that is it. If that,
dude.
But Square Biz is a rap song, dog. So
yes, Square. I can't even front. It was heavy on the airwaves. Heavy on the airwaves on the West Coast. Probably everywhere. But yeah, you might be spot on. I'm just trying to think back. I don't know if it's, but I'm thinking it may be Double Dutch Bus. You know, of course, Run DMC or something. But yeah, I'm thinking if we're talking where we're from geographically, I might have to say Double Dutch Bus.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she was here in the.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it. I'll just call it the hotel. I was gonna call it the something hotel with Rick James.
Yeah, I know exactly.
So she was here.
Oh yes. Oh yes. You like to make sure you teeter the line. You want to be right there where you can.
So your original favorite rapper that many of our fans don't know this. Before your favorite rapper was Rakim, his favorite rapper was the Rapping Duke.
Oh, I used to love me some Rapping Duke. When you were in diapers, wetting the sheets, I was at the Ponderosa, rapping to the beat. Da 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 ha ha ha. I had that on wax, bro.
So did I. Stop it. So doesn't that fit his whole persona of the top button, and the bow tie? We might just call you the Rapping Sam.
See, there you go. It's once again. This is a geographical thing, man. Depending where you live, the top button is a geographical thing. If you live in Philly, Jersey,
or Jersey,
Philly and Jersey, you hit the top button.
You don't live in either one of those places.
You hit the top button, bro.
I heard you. We all heard you, but you don't live in either one of those places. So what do we?
But I lived there for a long time, brother, and that became my style. I like that.
So shout out to SG Trilogy. Guess who the Trident are? Have you heard of the Trident as it pertains to the women's national team? Team USA football?
3-on-3? Oh no, I don't know about that.
USA football? the Trident. So we talked about Black Girl Magic on the podium for the floor exercise, right? We talked about that. We had Andrade, Biles, and Childs. The Trident for the USA side in football, you have Mallory Swanson, who was Mallory Pugh, go Bruins, Mallory Swanson, Trinity Rodman, Trinity Rodman, and Sophia Smith. Those are the three attackers for the US. Like those are the three that score the most, set the most people up. Like they are, and they're all Black. And they are called the Trident. They are called the Trident. It's an amazing time for the US side. They're finding their own, they're making their way. Coach Hayes is changing, Emma Hayes is changing the culture, but also the players are changing the culture. You know, Biles talks about in gymnastics how she helped change things. Like she was like, I want to be, I don't want to be quiet. I don't want to be boxed in. I don't want to fit in a box. I wanted to make my voice heard, do things my way, and in doing so, she changed the game for the gymnasts who would come alongside her and come after her. And the swag of this side is led by these three that are called the Trident, and it's really an amazing time. So just wanted to share.
Trinity Rodman, that's Dennis Rodman's daughter, right?
It is. She is.
All right.
And so it's dope that your trilogy, and then Trinity is part of the Trident.
The Trident, yeah. I picked up what you were putting down there, brother.
And she was the third one to. She's the third one to come on to the U.S. side from that group. She's the middle of the Trident though. Like she's the point. She's really come into her own. But the last two matches, you had the three of them involved. So you had Trinity Rodman win the 2 matches ago against Japan, and it was on a ball from, I want to say it was from Swanson. I could be wrong. But then you had Sophia Smith win the last match, and that was definitely on a ball from Swanson. So, yeah, like the three of them are involved. So shout out to them. All right, what you got?
Man, that's it for me, man. I'm on borrowed time. It seems like the internet keeps going in and out. Wi-Fi is going in and out, so I don't want to chance it too long.
All right, so that's all you got for the culture?
That's all I got. We'll reconvene next week.
Okay, sure. So we're gonna close out. So I'm gonna give you some a little fishbowl music so that you can talk us home, big doggy.
It's a vibe every time I hear that. Well, mine is going to be short and sweet. My closeout stems from what you heard from Masta Ace. He talked about his circumstances in which he arrived in the studio for this legendary recording session, and he wasn't even supposed to be on that record, so he thought. But when the opportunity presented itself, he jumped in the booth and he became a member of an iconic crew in the Juice Crew. So I say that all to say, make sure that when it is time for you to take your shot, when it's time for you to go out and embark upon an opportunity, make sure that you're ready, and at the end of the day, it's always important to remember to bet on yourself. So that's it. That's my closeout. Bet on yourself.
New SG Trilogy.
New AC from LA. This is the closeout. This is the closeout. This is the closeout.
So I'm muted the whole time. Shout out to Sam, because his was the closeout too.
This is the closeout.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and play my music now, and then we'll get going. So again, thank you guys for coming through. Yeah, mine will be short and sweet too. I'll stay with the theme that Sam gave us. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. I've used that in so many aspects of my life throughout my lifetime, and it's really been helpful. Like, it was almost the first lesson I ever learned, and it kind of goes with always perform like everyone's watching, even if no one's watching. It even goes to integrity. Like, it's what you do when nobody's watching. That whole thing, it's all extremely important, and you could tie all of those things together. And yeah, I wanted to share that. But the whole stay ready so you ain't got to get ready part. Here's the weird thing: you just never know, right? You could be just looking at somebody's post on Facebook, and then you could wind up talking to them in their DMs, and the next thing you know, 2 months later, they could be your girlfriend or your boyfriend. You just never know. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Sam back there laughing. Sam's in the green room laughing. You just never know. Hey, my daughter started school this week. Shout out to Kayla Sky. I love her. I love her. I love her. I told her to come in here, but she clearly didn't hear me, and so she'll be kind of bummed that she's not going to be able to say goodbye to you guys. Maybe when I end my talking, I'll yell for her again to come. But yeah, thank you. Let the people that you do love, let them know that you love them. It's really important, because you just never know when it'll be the last time that you talk to them. That's all I got. That's all I got. That's all I got.
New AC from LA.
Let me play the closeout drop one more time, Sam.
This is the closeout.
All right, come off mute. Come here, Kayla. I'm gonna let you say hello real quick. My hair is a little messed up. Let's say hi. Okay. Bye. Go back.
You know what song came in my mind during your closeout?
What came?
We see something shit too often.
It goes down in the DM. It goes down in the DM. It goes down in the DM.
There you go.
That's legendary.
There you go. Man. It absolutely is. All right, well, man, this has been too real. Oh wow, that was. So I had a teacher in my senior year named Ms. Head, and her license plate said too real. Too real. She had a Lexus. Too real, and I just said too real. All right, real. Sam, let them know.
Man, I appreciate you for holding me down, brother, as technical difficulties arose. All right. So as we mentioned earlier, you can stay connected with us through quite a few different ways. You can go to our official website, tcpodofficial.com. On Facebook, we are TC Podcast Official. On YouTube, X, and IG, we are TC Pod Official. Let me reverse real quick. If you go to our Facebook, and when you go to our Facebook, please drop a note. And when you go to our YouTube, make sure you subscribe. We're just asking you to subscribe so you can stay connected with us. On IG, he is AC from LA. And yours truly, I'm SG Trilogy. On X, I'm SG3. We appreciate you for connecting with us. And I appreciate you holding me down, my brother. Am I my brother's keeper?
Yes,
your brother's keeper. You held it down.
All right, well, I definitely do appreciate the call out. I mean, there was nothing else I would do. Of course, I'm going to hold you down. So there's nothing else to do. So there you go. Yeah, thank you all for coming through. We appreciate you, and we will see you next week. Right?
Yes, we will.
Right. We're out of here.